Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be looking at this, and this is something different. It is a new product from KZ, and this is the KZ AS24 Pro. Now, I know we just did the AS24, but apparently they've come out with a new one. Like the original, it comes in mic, no mic, switch, no switches. The specs are exactly the same, I think. Maybe the weight I'm not sure about, but 123 grams. It's a 3.5 millimeter L-shaped plug, 0.75 millimeter 2-pin QDC connector, 20 to 40 kilohertz. The impedance without switches is 20 ohms. The impedance with switches is 20 to 50 ohms, depending on how you set them. The sensitivity without switches is 112 decibels, and the sensitivity with switches is 109 decibels. Now, the AS24 that I reviewed was the version with the switches. I remember it well. I have it right here, as a matter of fact. Here is the AS24, the original, and mine came with a set of 8 switches, 4 here, 4 there. Very tiny switches. Some of the smallest switches so far. I think they were very similar to the switches that were on the Joy Audio. So nice, I love this design, and I'm so happy that on the new one they kept that, because I am very happy with that. Inside the box, you'll find small, medium, and large star lines and foam tips, a tool for the switches, and the manual plus the unit and the cable. Cable, same cable as usual, right? Yep, it's that flat KZ cable that comes with everything. And just had to I ended up hitting. This keyboard is so sensitive. You just tap it and my notes go flying up in the air, and then I've lost my place. So here's the new one. And as you can see, there's just one set of 4 switches, and they're larger switches, easier to see. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Typical day on the street, out toward the highway where it is a drag strip. AS24 Pro, and then basically everything else is the same front-wise. You get that cool thing here, that 3D, like, diamond-esque, I guess. Then on the back, it will be a little different, and I'll show you why, besides the switches. Here you see the original, and this is the new Pro, and as you can see, there's quite a difference there. The bump that goes up is a lot smaller. The nozzle itself is a lot tinier, or lengthwise at least, I think. Widthwise, it's exactly the same mesh filter there. But it is a bit different ergonomically in the back. If this was too intrusive, then this will be fine. If you have a problem with shallow nozzles, maybe this won't be fine for you. It depends. Other than that, comfort-wise and isolation should be similar. Obviously, the shorter nozzle, maybe not for everyone, but basically the same design in the front, minus the the little moniker there. So I'm going to put that one off to the side, and we'll talk about this one. Okay. Now, on the original one, it had decent bass reproduction. It seemed like it was a nice kind of rich, well-controlled bass with good resolution. Sounded natural. That carried over to this. It is definitely natural sounding. There's good resolution. There is more emphasis. There is more punch there. Deeper, lower mids, but not to the point where they're just overly super V-shaped bassy. There still is excellent control there. There's very good texture. They're nice, warm, thick bass, really almost dynamic sounding when it comes to the bass on this one. Very good job. The bass presentation is really good on this, and it's not bass head. It's just really good quality bass. Sonically, from a BA standpoint, it has very enjoyable BA bass. BA bass is different from dynamic. This one kind of just walks the line, I think. So it's not muddy and overpowering in any way. It's just very good bass. Very good. It's got a nice, powerful depth to it, and it's a nice wide bass as well. Not the widest that I've heard, but it has a decent width. Getting into the mids. Now the mids are nice. They're natural and they're definitely transparent. I think a little more so than the other ones, a little less warmth there, a little more brightness in the upper mids. Now, male vocals still sound good. They have a nice kind of rich, decent body to them. I think female vocals in particular sound a little more energetic, a little more forward, and they just do a nice overall vocal focused kind of presentation to the mids without being like a total. I mean, like, this isn't a total mid head I am by any means. There are a dozen other ones that I can think of that are more so, and those have decent bass as well, but they do a really good job technically. I think the upper mids are thinner than the original, but not by a whole bunch. Brighter, definitely. They sound good. They're not overly harsh. I can imagine if you had something that was extremely bright sounding, a bright source, music that tended toward the brighter side, and you had the volume up, you would definitely hear some harshness there. But under normal circumstances, I think it's just a good, very forward, very brightish kind of upper mid bass, upper mids. Getting into the treble. Now, the treble on this one is more better. It's cleaner than the original. Now, I did a side to side with these the other day, so I'm just trying to recap. I also did the AS10 Pro along the side of these. I think the AS10 Pro kind of falls in between these two. I really still like that, and that actually replaced the original 24 for me for like my KZ that I would take with me different places. This one, I think, does it a little bit better. I think that the 10 isn't as bright. I don't have the 16, so don't ask me this or the 16. I don't have that. I wish I did, because they just came out with a new 16, the AS16 Pro X. I'm really interested in that, but I don't have it, so I have this. Treble wise, I think it has a better presentation, a better timbre. I know BA, isn't the greatest when it comes to that, but I haven't noticed any sibilance with this when it comes to the treble. I haven't noticed anything. I noticed that there's good detail, there's a little bit more sharpness. There's definitely a nice blend of technical and air, sparkle, but it doesn't overextend. It's definitely not a treble head either. I think it's just basically, if you took the original, it's more lively than the original. Getting into the sound stage, it still is very good technically. There's good separation, there's good layering there. I think the soundstage, it doesn't seem like it's as wide. It seems more in your head with this, but that could have just been the few equipments that I used. Different equipment can get you different results. So far, I think that This is basically just like the original, only they've tuned it differently, a little bit different ergonomics, less switches to worry about, although there is a switchless version. And I think this just has more of a lively presentation. It gets a little bit more brightness. There's a little bit more details. There's a cleaner treble. There's a deeper bass. There's more extension in the treble. And the mid-range is a little brighter, a little more energetic. And that's basically it in a nutshell. So we're going on the 11-minute mark, and I just want to say that. Now I'm going to leave a link to KZ with this. I can't leave a link to these. These aren't even on the internet yet. I was lucky to get these early, and I had a chance to check them, and I tested them against a couple of different KZs. The only one being the 16. I do not have that, so I can't talk for that. I am not going to talk about an IM I've never used. I really would like the 16, to be honest. I'm thinking about getting it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be safe. And this has been the AS16 Pro from KZ, their latest IM with 12 balanced armatures. I don't have any of the information on the balanced armatures or anything. There's nothing in the box that mentions what ones they use. I don't know if they're using the same ones as the original or not. But I will update the link as soon as this is available online. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.